Picture this: an extra day off every week to relax and unwind at home, or even spend the extra time with family that you've always wanted. The idea of a 4-day work week is gaining traction worldwide, and of course, for good reason. As we navigate the demands of the modern world, it is crucial to consider the well being of our workers. Studies have shown that shorter work weeks can, and in many cases, do lead to increased productivity, improved mental health, and an overall better work life balance. And the debate surrounding it has been making waves in our very own island of Jamaica, land we love. So let's talk about it. I'm Brianna Vernon, and this is the Independent Report. In Jamaica, work culture can often lean towards long, tedious hours. Our security guards immediately came to my mind when I mentioned that. So, implementing a 4-day work week could actually have some transformative effects. Imagine less traffic congestion, a huge issue in Jamaica. Imagine reduced stress levels and more time for your family and your very own hobbies. Sounds good, right? Of course, the implications of such a change are significant as it could potentially have a major impact on the country's workforce and economy. Employers would need to adjust their schedules and operations to accommodate the new work week if this were to be implemented, while employees, on the other hand, would need to adapt a whole new routine, which we know is not easy, especially when you're so used to doing something for years or even just months. So the government would also need to consider the potential impact on the country's tourism industry as well, which is our moneymaker. Still, the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic did teach us that numerous industries are indeed capable of adjusting to accommodate varying approaches to getting the job done. We've all seen it. That included remote work. It's therefore not far fetched by any means that many industries can also facilitate reduced working days to prioritize employee work life balance. And as mentioned earlier, the benefits are many. From a business standpoint, a 4-day work week can lead to cost savings for companies through reduced energy consumption and operational expenses. It can be a competitive advantage too for employers in attracting and retaining top talent in a job market as well, where work life balance is increasingly valued. So many professionals nowadays are actually going out of their way to seek particular jobs that allow them to enjoy more flexibility, something to think about. However, we know implementing a 4-day work week is not without its challenges. Some industries may and would struggle to adopt this kind of model due to the nature of their work, requiring constant availability or longer hours. Managers would then face difficulties in scheduling and ensuring that essential tasks are completed within that compressed time frame. Ultimately, though, the feasibility and success of a 4-day work week depend on the specific needs and dynamics of each organization. While it offers promising benefits in terms of employee satisfaction and organizational efficiency, careful consideration and planning would have to be necessary in a case like this to address potential hurdles and optimize the whole transition to a shortened work week. So we couldn't just take on this whole new change just like that. But first, the benefits cannot be overlooked, and so we should by no means push this whole possibility under the rug. First, though, let's look at it from an employee's vantage point of how this could be beneficial. Increased productivity is the first that comes to mind. Surprisingly, working fewer days can actually lead to employees getting the job done more effectively and efficiently. This can result in reduced procrastination, that's a big issue, and a heightened focus on the job at hand. The pressure to finish work before a 3-day weekend can often lead to a surge in productivity levels because you want to go and enjoy that 3 days off. And so you want to ensure that you get all the work done before your work week is over. Another thing to look at in terms of benefits for employees is enhanced well being. And why would you not want your employees to have an enhanced well being now? A 4-day work week allows employees to have that extra day for themselves. This additional time off can be used to relax, pursue their hobbies, spend time with their loved ones, exercise, or just simply recharge, do nothing, keep their feet up, and just be one with themselves. The extra day can significantly reduce stress levels and prevent burnout. There are so many employees right now experiencing burnout and they probably just can't put a name to it. But I'll tell you right now, it's burnout that you're experiencing when you wake up in the mornings and you absolutely dread work because you feel so drained and like you're putting out more than you're getting in mentally, emotionally, physically. You are exhausted and going through this fatigue that you can't quite shake. That is burnout, my friends. Now, according to a 6-month pilot program comprising 3,000 employees from 61 businesses conducted by an advocacy group called 4-Day Workweek Global in the United Kingdom, employees spoke of improvements in their sleep, decreased feelings of stress, and overall improved mental health. The actual companies now reported an average increase in their earnings of 35% during the 6-month pilot program. 56 of those companies said they would maintain this work model even after the trial concluded, 18 of which reportedly made the change permanently. So we see the benefits, and they stand to be gained by employers as well. The proof is in the pudding, people. Arguably, the most significant advantage of a 4-day work week, though, is the improvement in work life balance. With an extra day off each week, employees have way more time to dedicate to their personal lives. 24 hours is a lot of time. This balance is absolutely crucial for maintaining our mental health. As simple as it may seem, an extra day off can do so much for our minds that we would not even have realized before. Just to allow our minds to relax. I always think of 3 days off from work as allowing you, for instance, one day to just rest and relax, another day to potentially take care of housework, and the other day to just go out and enjoy yourself. Sounds like the perfect plan to me, to be honest. With that extra day off, employees are going to feel less overwhelmed and more in control of their time, leading to increased job satisfaction and increased loyalty because they believe that, hey, my employer actually considers my well being. Wow, this is a job I actually like. Maybe this is a job I could see myself retiring from. Hmm, you see how it can work out even beneficially for the employers too? Goes hand in hand. Let's talk about with fewer days in the office, there would be a reduction in energy consumption, lower carbon emissions from all that commuting, and an overall savings where resources are concerned. Another thing is employees would save a lot of money on transportation. It seems nowadays that public transportation fares keep on going up, and of course, the gas prices do. So, more and more, we're seeing that offering a 4-day work week would show employees that their well being and satisfaction are valued. In today's fast paced world where work life balance seems to be overlooked and actually is overlooked by many companies, offering that extra day off is a great way to show employees that their well being is top priority, which it should be. If you even want your business to stand the test of time, you at least should care a bit about your employees, don't you think? By providing that extra day off, employees can use that time to just pursue personal interest and do whatever they so desire with it, as a matter of fact. This in turn can lead to a more refreshed and energized workforce who are better equipped to handle their work responsibilities. We spoke on this before. In a competitive job market, offering a shorter work week can make a company more attractive to a top talent. It can also aid in retaining current employees who highly value a better work life balance. It fosters a culture of flexibility and adaptability in the workplace, demonstrates a willingness to embrace innovative work structures that cater to the evolving needs of employees, all while maintaining productivity levels. Now, if that doesn't sound like benefits for both parties, I don't know what will. Embracing this shift simply means we'll be prioritizing the overall quality of life of all those involved. And with advancements in technology and evolving work structures, I really don't see what the problem is. At least some industries can absolutely begin, if even a pilot program, to see how best this could work out for their companies. Now, I've mentioned all the benefits, but what would implementing a 4-day work week actually look like? Is it as easy as we say? We know that we stand to gain from it, but how would it look like when we actually put it into practice? Is it feasible? Well, the first thing we have to look at is implementing flexible work schedules. These arrangements would definitely have to take various forms where employees can start and finish work at different times and the standard 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. schedule, for instance. Compressed work weeks entail working longer hours for fewer days, such as 4 10-hour days, maybe instead of 5 8-hour days. Remote work options can also be considered, allowing employees to work from home or other locations outside of the traditional office setting. All these possibilities will simply encourage employees to prioritize tasks and deadlines and will help them focus on essential responsibilities with a shorter work week. You'd also have to make sure there are efficient meetings and communication when you implement something like a 4-day work week. It's important to take advantage of various time saving measures. By streamlining meetings and ensuring that they're efficient and productive, employees can reduce wasted time and increase overall productivity. Utilizing technology such as instant messaging, video conference tools, all of these can help to facilitate quick communication and collaboration, which can further reduce the need for time consuming in person meetings. Let's act like we're in 2024 already. Plus, reducing unnecessary emails and limiting distractions can and will help employees to stay focused on their work and make the most of their available time. By adopting any or all of these strategies, organizations can create a work environment that supports a 4-day work week while still promoting efficiency. Automation is another big one. Automating repetitive processes can save a significant amount of time and effort, allowing your employees to focus on high value work that requires their unique skills and expertise. So, when we talk about automation, we're also referring to data entry, report generation, customer communication. All of these can free up valuable time that can be used to focus on more strategic activities such as product development and even innovation. Let's jump to work life balance and overall wellness. In order to ensure the success of a 4-day work week, we, of course, have to look at the well being of employees and how we can help them to maintain a healthy work life balance. This can be achieved by promoting a culture of taking breaks. I know a lot of companies, they have personal time that you can log into, for instance, the BPO sector. But many times when some agents log into personal time, they can sometimes be scrutinized and like, why do you need personal time? No, we need all hands on deck. But no, I should be able to take my personal time. So, on many occasions, when persons take this extra time that has been allotted to them, or this free time, or this break from working for several hours nonstop, they are looked down upon as either being lazy or needing too many breaks when that should not be the case. So, more companies would definitely have to be more intentional about promoting work life balance where that is concerned. And here's another vital one: approach the transition carefully. Although I am pushing for a 4-day work week, I do understand that we can't just jump into everything just like that and expect it to work. So, as I said, we have to approach the transition carefully. One way to do this is by conducting trial periods to assess the feasibility of the new schedule and evaluate its impact on productivity. Throughout the trial period, it is crucial to gather feedback from your employees in order to make adjustments and improvements. This is going to make sure that the new schedule not only benefits you and your company, but also your employees. Remember, it's a partnership, right? Earlier on in the episode, I mentioned the pilot program that was conducted in the United Kingdom. But apart from the UK, several countries have started to explore and implement a 4-day work week as a means to promote work life balance and boost productivity for their companies. Spain is one such country. A pilot project funded by the government was conducted to evaluate the effects of a 32-hour 4-day work week. The results showed increased productivity and happier employees. In New Zealand, various companies have adopted a 4-day work week with positive outcomes such as reduced stress levels and higher job satisfaction among employees. In Japan, a few companies have embraced the idea of a shorter work week to address issues like overwork and burnout. In Iceland, they conducted a trial where workers' hours were reduced without a cut in pay, resulting in similar or even better productivity levels. This led to a permanent change in some sectors. In our very own region, the Dominican Republic has recently made headlines by implementing a 4-day work week. Under this new policy, employees will work for 10 hours a day, 4 days a week, and have an extra day off. Their government expects that this new measure will lead to a more relaxed and happier workforce, which will ultimately benefit both employees and businesses, which has been the whole point that I've been trying to drive home throughout this entire episode. Benefit for both employees and businesses. So far, it is clear as day, clear as crystal. A 4-day work week can lead to happier, more motivated, and productive workers, and in turn, greater results for employers as well. And as we wrap up today's episode, let's keep the conversation going. We don't want it to die here. What are your thoughts on the need for a 4-day work week in Jamaica? How do you think it would impact our communities and economy and just our society at large? For me, I'm totally for it. But what say you? I'm Brianna Vernon. Join me next week for another episode of the Independent Report.